Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Marin. Hi, Caroline.
Hi.
Last time we did this in person in New York.
Oh,
I'm completely missing meeting both of you.
Me too. Me
I
too. Being in
know.
a hotel, running around, connecting. I was so heart wrenched that we weren't able to do it. I mean, this is lovely. I get to see your face right close,
Exactly.
but I wish we could like breathe the same space and have a little tea and
Yeah.
Yeah.
laugh in the same room. But
Maybe next time. Yeah.
yes, I
Fun
hope.
from your
Right.
right.
Right. Marin, I'll come to you first. From the first season when you all started, did you ever think that we'll be sitting here talking in the fourth season?
I am an eternal optimist about work, but very pragmatic and real like worrier. So I don't let myself believe that great things can happen. I'm just always scared that that will be disappointing. So
Right.
no, if you and I had talked the first year and I'd asked you, I'm so superstitious, I would have just said, I'm so lucky for the year. But now that I've been here, it's like you live it, and like I'll dare say I now believe it has the legs to run for like decades. I feel like these characters, more so than anything I've ever touched, particularly for television, have the levels and layers of depth that the audience, I hope, would want to keep knowing more and more about them. So in answer to your question, I didn't believe it
Right.
at first, but now I'm going to believe it forever.
Right. Caroline, like she's saying, it can run and run for decades and decades. What do you think at the heart of it is there that, like, I'm sitting far away in India, people are watching, waiting for the fourth season eagerly. What do you think has connected so well?
Wow, that is just
That's
that's
great.
so magical that that's the great thing about storytelling. It can bring the world together. And that makes me really, really happy. I think it's a mystery. Um, what makes something a hit. But if I had to take a guess,
Mhm.
I think it's because family is universal for
Yeah.
everyone, no matter what the configuration is. I think people really respond to that. And I think dreaming is universal. I think this is a show about a dream for
Right.
the title character. She has a dream to do something. There are the obstacles of just the times in which she's born, and the place that she is. And I also think the thing that's so interesting is that the inciting incident that started her career was that her life blew up. Her husband was a philanderer, and all of a sudden, in this period of time, she's a single woman and she finds out she has a talent and a passion. And I
Right.
think that everybody's life blew up in the last 2 years. All of our lives blew up. So it also is a way to keep the balloon in the air when you watch this show. I think that's the other thing. People don't necessarily know why they respond to certain things, but I think that those are universal human experiences. Is how do
Right.
you recover from a setback, and how do you stay connected to your family?
Right. Right. And how has your character's relationship with Midge has changed in this season? Is it moved ahead?
Um, I think that Rose can be a slow learner when it comes to accepting others' changes, right? So it's funny, she sometimes has double standards about like she herself can provide all this independent growth, but she still thinks that others around her should like be what she envisions that they should have been forever. I think, I actually thought about this. I think that she believes that she wants her daughter's life uh, to represent what the success and happiness of her own was. And so I think in answer to your question, like the more that Rose kind of turns around and says, maybe what I thought was making me happy doesn't make me happy, I think she
Mhm.
will have more acceptance to her daughter feeling the same.
Right. Caroline, what about your character? How has it changed this season? How has it evolved from where you see it?
Well, one of the things I love about Shirley is she doesn't learn. She just doesn't learn anything. She in that way that Marin is talking about. She's not a learner. She has complete confidence in what she knows and
Right.
continues to recycle that. But I think that you're going to get to know Shirley better in the
Mhm.
way that after you know somebody for 4 years, you peel down layers, you become more and more intimate. You're going to get to see inside of her. But Shirley is a very interesting woman in that she is a product of her times and also not. I mean, she runs her business with her husband.
Right.
I mean, as funny as it is, she has partakes in the books. She is not just ornamental. she is vital to the mechanics of this family in every single way. And this is a real partnership that she has with her husband and with her son. And
Right.
she doesn't get confined necessarily to just somebody who is arm candy. And
Right.
that's something that's very interesting and different about her in terms of the way that she evolves. I just I the reason that I love Shirley is that I think she just doesn't learn anything, and she thinks that what she knows is the truth. And she comes from a place of love. And
Yeah.
what more do you need to know?
Right. Right. Man, just talking about being mothers, how do you see both these mothers different? How are they different at the heart?
You mean Caroline's and my
Yes.
two
Yeah.
moms?
Yes.
Well, Caroline expressed this so beautifully in one of our other questions sessions. Um, there's kind of an homage and ode to like being from, as you said, Caroline, like the old country or the past, whereas my character has moved towards something that is looking towards a future in a different way. And I see that it's fascinating. I see that reflected a lot of times in my own life with different older women that took different journeys, like some that
Right.
ended up going back to school and deciding that they wanted to like live and work, and some
Mhm.
decided that they wanted to that their lives and their businesses were mostly about being the mother in the house. So I
Right.
think that the two that there's a big difference between the two that way. I think they have more in common than they actually present. They're
Right.
fiercely loving towards their kids. They have
Mhm.
huge dreams for their children. I think they have a hard time letting go of their kids, which I would say as a mom, both Caroline and our moms, as the older I get, the more I'm understanding Rose.
Right.
And I think that's interesting. And the more flawed, I think Rose has like these extraordinarily fun flaws. And the older Marin is getting, I'm realizing I have a lot of the same ones.
Right.
So anyway, I just throw that out. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. Caroline, if you could, in the next season, if you had an option to play another character and you could pick from any character, which one would you pick? Just
Oh,
hypothetically.
I probably would pick Susie because I like to
Okay.
manage people.
Yeah.
I think that's a wonderful character who is 1000% for someone else, and also has, that sort of idiot savant thing where she sees talent where nobody else does. And I love that idea of, I mean, I think that is also part of being a mother and being nurturing and stuff. I love the idea of helping people realize their potential. What could
Right.
be more exciting than helping people access their own personal resources and bring them to a state of glory? I think that would be
Right.
Mm.
really fun. And I would also like to play my husband. Boy,
Okay.
may I just say, I think we
Right.
should switch parts every once in
Oh
a
yeah.
Right. Marin, what about you? Which one would you like to play next if you had an option?
I also love Susie very much. I mean, I just find her ballsiness and her sense of the unapologetic truth that she tells very inspiring. I think I'm a person that lives, Marin does, with a good deal of fear and how I actually can ask for what I want. And so when I watch Susie, like, never seem to have any fear that way.
Hmm.
I mean, look, she almost had these gangsters that were like taking her and she was like, let's make friends with them. I just find like she knows how to take any situation and actually
Mm.
have a kind of confidence within it that I myself have a hard time looking towards. I will say one other thing though about Midge, which is I look at what Rachel does and I'm so inspired. She is our fearless leader. The woman is constantly filled with kindness and generosity of spirit. She is really like the energy of what she's offering is what the whole show follows suit.
Hmm.
She is so courageous. She gets those scripts sometimes just a little bit before she has to perform like 10-page monologues. So I don't think I could even begin to do what Rachel does, but the
Right.
sheer extraordinary ability of what she has, if I could be that for a day, maybe then if I go back to myself, I'd be like, oh, wow, what is it like to live with that? She's just a miracle. That girl is a miracle at what she's doing. She's so good.
Great. Thank you, both of you. My time is up. Thank you for
Oh,
Thank
entertaining
you
us.
so
thank
much. Take
you.
care.